Hey YouTube, this is Wrestling Amusement Park Fan 62. Now, it may be the end of April, but for some of us, we are starting to think about Halloween and Christmas. So, with that being said, I'm here to give some tips and tricks for your holiday inflatables. Now, some of these are going to vary. So, first of all, know the size of your yard and how much you want to fill up. So if you have a small yard, I would highly suggest maybe one, maybe two big ones, and then some smaller ones. If you don't have that big of a yard, my best suggestion is um, smaller ones. Now, stakes for these things. Now, the stakes that Jimmy gives you with your inflatables a lot of the time are not that good. Typically, they will give you these black cheap ones, which are good if the ground is soft. But if the ground is hard, um, depending on what areas you live in, um, these can break very easily. So, I have a couple good ideas for you to choose from. Um, some of these are going to be a little bit more expensive than others, but the extra money is worth it. First off, you do have this one. Now, all of these are in the camping section of Walmart and them. This was about $1 or so. Now with what's going on today, it may be slightly more, but these are still fairly cheap. Um, so the good thing about these is, yes, they are plastic, but they are a thicker plastic than the Jimmy ones. So you can use these better. Now, the other good thing too is they have this hole right here. You can tie it or kind of hook it around. So you have that. Now, if you want to stay away from plastic, but go with metal, you have two types in this situation. Now, if you want to go with a type that is a good heavy duty one, I would highly suggest this type. This is in the camping section at Walmart. It's about, I think, $1.50 or $2 a piece, but it is solid metal with a plastic piece to tie it. The good thing is these just slide in the ground, and these do really well. Um, so you have that. Or now this one you can find in Myers. It's in the camping section. You can get these in a pack of, I believe they're eight. And they're about, I think, $10 to $20, but they are worth it, and that is these. Now these are aluminum, but because they are aluminum, these can bend. And the good thing is, if they bend, you can just kind of get it back. Now the good thing about these is you can just hook it right here, and you can actually, one of the solutions I find is if you can turn this uh, the opposite way of the inflatable, and that will help with the tension of the rope as far as that won't slip out. Now the next thing is this. If you do have small ones, um, make sure first of all they are outdoor use. If you are going to use them outdoors, now you can use the indoor ones outdoors, but it's not advised. You really, first of all, you don't really see many indoor ones anymore. But the next thing is this. Um, for the for the smaller ones, something like this, if you hook it on to the latches at the bottom, will work. Um, I learned that with some of mine this year. Do not use the ones that they give you, those little small, um, I call them like a seven, um, one. Those are absolutely useless. They really don't do much, especially if there's wind and stuff like that. The next thing is this, and this is more for the bigger ones in this situation. If you do have a bigger one, uh, another good solution I've learned as well, and I've seen from others here on YouTube about it. Um, like I said, with what I call the seven um, spike, you can do it with something like this or something in that ballpark. All you have to do is put them in the four holes um, in the base, and that way you have it secured so that way the base doesn't move around. Now, another option as well, and you see this more with stores, um, is you can screw them into like a piece of wood, or even if you can get it, something like a wood, some sort of wood structure. Um, Now, the next thing is this with the lights. If they have if they have the single LED in it, um, those last for a short time. Um, so be prepared to either add lights to the inflatable or a spotlight or something like that. Now, if you saw my Christmas video with the soldiers and stuff like that, you would know the soldiers. I had great success with the string lights in it. The snowman, I had great success as well. The only ones I did not have a good success for are the elves. I don't know why, um, but you have that. So have that in mind. Speaking of a spotlight, um, the best thing to do with a lot of those inflatables, especially like the taller ones, is do not use the ones that produce a lot of heat. Because if they would lean on it, either when they would deflate at night or something like that, it could melt the fabric. So the best thing to do is one of two things. One, um, get like an LED spotlight bulb. You can find these at Lowe's, Walmart, Home Depot, and stuff like that. They're going to be around $4 to $6 or so, maybe 10. And you can get them in clear, red, green, blue, I think. Uh, Maybe multicolor, whatever you choose in this situation. Or another suggestion as well, and this goes for more if they're small, is you can use the small spotlights you can find in like um, Home Depot and some of the other stores like that. Kind of like what I use on like my gargoyles and in my cemetery, stuff like that. Those work just as well. Um, Plus, the good part is with a lot of them, with them being black in color, you can't really notice them, especially at nighttime. Um, so you have that on your side. Um, if I missed anything, I'm sorry. Um, uh, Put them down below, and I'd be happy to help.